This is the Confluence podcast on the Lugat TV, Lokoja. Over the years, Nigerian women generally, they've been underrepresented in the sense that both elective and appointive position, they've not really been represented well. I think in 1995 there was a declaration for 30% affirmative. Then the national gender policy were agitating for 35% affirmative. And since then till now, we discovered that women have not really been well represented. In terms of elective positions, they have been underrepresented. Appointed position, the same thing. And we try to look at the challenges that might have necessitated that. Talking about patriarchy. When we talk about patriarchy, we talk about the fact that we live in a male-dominated world where people feel that men should lead, women should follow. Then stigmatization, where people feel that women in politics are either horse or they shouldn't come out to contest. They should be at home in the kitchen and not out there leading. Then we also talk about the meeting schedule. The scheduling of the meeting is not in favor of women. The exact time that women should retire home is the time these men schedule their meeting, as if it's a deliberate attempt to push us to the background. Then we also have finance. Where we get that money? Where we want to see that money? The kind of money we want to use run is difficult. The finance is difficult for women. A lot of things, religious, cultural, they are not just in favor of women. That is for elective position. But when it comes to appointive, I feel where we cannot get elective position, the government or they should find a way to appoint women to fill in that 30% or 35% affirmative so that we can work collectively for the development of the country. Now, let's bring it down to Kogi State. In Kogi State, recently, Governor Usman Ododo said that so far, so good. His administration has surpassed the 35% affirmative. And I want to ask, Yabagi, how true is that?
Thank you very much. From your submission so far, I must say that you have been able to look at the issue wholesomely. But some of those things, I think we need to set some records straight, especially on the issue of elective positions. Women have had a good deal in terms of that in the country and in the state so far. But then, before Governor Ududu's administration in Kogi State, there has been what I call silent women revolution in governance in Kogi State. It started with the previous administration of Governor Yahya Bello, who introduced this issue of women largely, having a good proportional representation in our grassroots, level of governance in our local government, in the various wards that make up the entire state. And for the first time, we're having a woman vice chairperson in the 21 local government areas of the state. We have women as council leaders in the 21 local government areas of the state. We have at least 2 women in all the wards that make up the 21 local government areas of this. So I must say that when you aggregate that, you're talking of 40 to 45% representation in the local government, at the local government level. And then when it comes to the state, for the first time, we're having a woman as the secretary to the state government. She served under Yahya Bello all through, and she is still the SSG under the current administration.
Yes.
We also have had women as heads of service in the state, and there have been a lot of women in various elective positions. And then, for the first time, we're having a woman as the deputy speaker of the State House of Assembly. It is happening for the first time in the history of Kogi State. So, I think with this, we've had a good deal of representation when it comes to women in both elective and appointive position. In fact, the last appointments that were reeled out by the current administration, you have seen a lot of women being given opportunity. That is in addition to the women that have been given a lot of opportunities in the past. So I must say that it is a good deal. It has been a good deal at the state level. But then at the national level, I can say that a little bit of improvement is needed. But then
for the first time in a long time, I'm saying the truth. A lot of improvement.
Listen, some of the things that have happened that has contributed to reduction in the number of women in appointive position. I think we'll discuss that when we get there.
Why?
It has been because of your own undoing. That is women undoing. But when we get there, we'll discuss that. We
may forget. You said our own undoing. I want you to elaborate. And I want you to talk about it now. See, I feel is still stigmatization. Women are highly, at the national level, the state level, I quite agree with you. We have the accountant general. You didn't mention that. A woman accountant general. Yeah. It's a big achievement. The SGS.
The thing is, I am a he for she.
You're not a he for she. You're
listen.
You are a he for he.
Listen, I believe that women should have more opportunity,
quality representation
in governance. All right, because if you go to the election ground in every election, you find out that the line for women is longer than.
And we will stay from morning. We'll stay from morning till the count of ballots.
And when you see a woman that is ready to mobilize for you, she's always
out for it.
They are
all out.
Very passionate, very loud when they go out there. I feel that you should be given opportunities.
More opportunity.
But then I don't want to mention, but I have to mention the experience of the Nigerian government under somebody like Patricia Ete when she was the speaker of the House of Reps. We still know what happened.
And we've had the likes of Dora that did excellently well.
Yes,
we have the likes
Dora
of
Okonjo
Iweala that is still doing excellently well. That we have people that didn't do well doesn't mean that we should be relegated.
No, I'm not saying women should be relegated. As I said, I think women can be given a better deal in terms of governance on the larger scale. Other states should come to Kogi and learn how to include women in governance.
Okay.
Let me start with you made mention that during election, right?
Yeah.
You see long queues of women, blah blah blah.
Yes.
However, I want to differ a little before I go into my own submission. Ahead of the 2023 general elections, a CSO here in Kogi, Reserve, based on available statistics from INEC, should reveal two things. That during voter registration, when you look at total number of registered voters in Kogi State, the number, when you compare men and women, they were almost at par, almost equal. But when you look at turnout during elections, we have more men,
More women.
more men. This is facts now from INEC. INEC data.
I also checked. More women,
More-
I more men.
More
Where's my
men,
phone?
more men turned out to vote than
I don't
women.
agree.
And I remember at the stakeholder meeting, we were discussing, and I said the question they should ask is, where are they?
But you
Okay,
don't,
that's number one.
No.
I don't agree with that.
There are situations you see all of that because some women will say, "Let me go and collect this voter card
Yeah.
because I can use it as a means of identity in financial transactions in the bank." and
Okay,
all of that."
yes.
There are also men that do that.
Violence, you can excuse that
Yeah,
because of
maybe
electoral
over time.
violence.
When it
Maybe-
comes to
yes,
issue
maybe
of
over
violence,
time.
when it comes to issue of violence, a lot of women stay away
From
from
polling
polling
units.
units. I understand,
But
all of
vote
that.
cast?
But where,
Yes.
but
broadcast.
but no, on a total, when you look at it,
Yeah.
women are larger in number as far as
Vote
I have
cast,
seen,
yes.
as far as
Over
I have
the years.
witnessed in many polling units.
I will advise,
than-
right? I will
than
advise,
women.
maybe let's not argue much on that, but I will advise that you consult with INEC on that,
I
so that you will have you speak with facts and figure. But that's just that. However, let's go into the issue of women in politics. I just needed to point that one out before I go.
We said Kogi State,
into-
how far have we gone?
How far have we gone in Kogi State? Kogi State has been very slow compared to so many other states in Nigeria.
Okay.
That's number one. Kogi State is how many years old now? About 34 years old, right?
Yes.
Good. And is it not curious that since the creation of Kogi State, if you count the number of women elected into the State House of Assembly, from state creation to today, there are no more than 5.
Yes, how are?
Right?
Yes.
And for a long time, if not for the last election where we had 2, we only had 3. That's State House of Assembly since state creation. Let's look at the National Assembly, where we have 12 seats, 3 Senate seats, and 9 House of Rep seats. Since state creation, only one woman has ever won House of Rep election during the defunct UNCP under General Sani Abacha. And she was not even inaugurated.
yes, she
so you
was.
cannot refer to her as a member of the House of Representatives. That's the first woman that will win a National Assembly election in the history of Kogi
Was
State.
voted for.
That will be declared winner of a National Assembly seat in Kogi State. And since then, no woman has emerged victorious in House of Rep election till today. As we speak now, the incumbent, one of the incumbent senators is female. The first female senator in the history of Kogi State, and still the only one. So you know that there's a lot of gap
When it comes to elected
when it
position.
comes to elective position.
Into the
However,
Elected position.
However, of course,
Whether
governorship
or
has not
whatever.
been favorable to women, sort of, as well.
Have
However,
we really?
yeah, women have been contesting, but
Yes,
they've been
women have
failing
been contesting.
consistently. But you can't isolate Kogi on that one.
It's a general thing.
That one's all over Nigeria for now.
It's a general thing.
Going to the council elections now, chairmanship, vice chairmanship, and then the councilorship election. I will agree with your submission that in recent years we saw a systemic approach to ensure women
Are involved.
are elected.
Incorporated.
A system,
You know, even if it is
design.
even if it is a system thing, unless the men are actually enlightened and encouraged to allow the women,
To allow the women pay track.
No, listen.
I said it.
listen. Listen. If
To allow the women.
if men decided that it wasn't going to work, no matter the policy you put up, of course, it is going to experience some glitches. But this is giving a lot of women.
do you think it's men that have been stopping them? I don't think
He
so.
has no, he said.
I don't think
I
so.
talked about the fact that
I don't think
one of the
so.
challenges.
See what that's where I was trying to go
Okay.
to. Women have been giving out award. The decorator of the immediate past governor of Kogi State, they have this whatever, maybe award or recognition, he for she. You also want to join the he for she.
Yes, I'm a he
But-
for she.
And
Yeah.
say he for he.
So it's still pseudo patriarchy issue that men will have to decide whether women get. So I don't think women
Patriarchy.
gender should be an hindrance or a barrier for you to aspire for whatever. But I think their major problem is instead of focusing on he for she, they should begin. I think there's need for them to start focusing on she for she. You know,
She for she.
I will
Yes.
explain that. I will
Yes.
explain that now.
Yes.
I will explain that in common parlance. When men look at the way we deny ourselves certain privileges,
Yeah.
but the same privilege I demand, I requested from you, and you fail to extend to me, you extend to a woman. There's a normal saying on the street that waiting man do man. No be so?
Do man.
So I think when it comes to women in politics, women should start asking questions, waiting woman do
And
woman.
now you they ask so now.
Listen,
Waiting woman
Not
do
me with
woman.
the ask
No,
so.
No,
Not me with the
it's
ask
not
so.
men. It's not men that are stopping them.
Yeah, but
It's
it's
women.
men that
Listen,
That are stopping
listen. I am
themselves.
saying that women, in terms of those positions, men don't even come out to even fight for it. That is what I'm saying. They allow it the way, as you said, the system has designed it. They allow it. Men don't even come out to aspire for vice chairmanship candidate.
No, present.
so content.
No,
It's just
currently.
recently now.
No, currently in Kogi. Currently in Kogi.
Yes.
You know, based on what you said, what the system design was
Yeah,
for us
it's
to
a
have
system.
for us to have
The
21
advice-
male local government chairmen and 21.
No, we do not have.
Female-
We do not have
but-
21. Listen, we
But
do not have-
presently,
We
we
have
do not have
20
21 male chairmen.
yes, because
We
we
have
have one
20
male.
male chairmen.
chairman.
We have one female
The first in the history of your
chairperson.
state.
Agree.
in the history, which is it's a good one.
It's a good one that is starting now, but when you look at how
Long it
long
takes us to get
yeah,
here.
See,
it took the women to get their first local government chairman.
No,
that
apart
according
from,
to
apart from-
they were
allowed us to get.
apart from how long, we have not looked at the contribution of fellow women to denying their fellow.
That's why I said, waiting woman do woman.
Look at Sarah Jibril contested for presidency
At the primary level.
at the primary level.
and lost
At the end, what did she get?
her
One.
vote. Her own vote.
Her own vote
Yes.
at an election where there were a lot of women delegates.
Yes.
Why didn't they stand for their fellow women?
Waiting woman do
There
woman.
have been a lot
Let's
of
ask her. Oh.
there have been a lot of elective processes where you see women
We tell
going
you,
out to indicate interest and saying we are going to contest. We are going to contest in every election. It is us that are always under the sun and doing all of this. At the end, you find out that they lose out.
They lose
Sometimes it is beyond the issue of resources.
Or
no,
patriarchy.
don't say it's beyond the issue of resources.
Of course,
Resources
of course.
plays a very vital role in Nigerians' election.
So I'm
Now-
saying women are poor.
now,
We're not poor, but we don't have that we don't have the capacity, that big
Now
capacity
you are
to
waiting woman
to-
do woman.
wetin woman do?
what
do
woman
woman.
do woman, not be una
Well,
all the
well,
not be
look,
una all the finance.
No, I
Now,
disagree.
now, hold on now.
I disagree.
You people
I
are the money
disagree.
bag.
I
Don't tell me you
disagree.
disagree.
We have so many
No.
contests
Because
where
Okay,
the
let's assume I
female
want to
candidates,
contest.
the female candidates or aspirants, as the case may be, we all know it was obvious that they have deeper pockets than their male counterparts.
Yes.
But the major that we saw,
that
unless
you
I-
saw.
that
you
no,
saw.
no, I know, but the major thing that we saw, you may have something else to say about that, is that they usually have problems getting the support
Of
from their fellow women.
When it comes to voting,
Yeah, either for them to pick tickets at level of nomination during party primary elections or the election proper at the poll.
well, you can't even say women don't support women, because I know during that you said you present women representing us at the Senate level.
Yeah.
The women, they came out en masse.
So what happened?
They came out en masse.
Why are they?
She-
Why have they been? Why have they not been doing that over the years? And why isolating
And,
just our own senatorial district?
And And when the
It
same
calls for no. It begs for
No,
question.
Okay.
let me ask you a question. I
in
may not know.
2019, when the same woman
Mhm.
contested for governorship,
Mm.
how come they didn't give her
They
the
did.
support?
No, they did. You can't say they
The women?
didn't.
The
You
women,
can't say they didn't.
women.
You can't say they didn't.
the
They
women
did.
gave her the support.
They did. Yes.
Did she win even one local government?
Well, that one, of course, you know the answer.
Women went to farm that day.
Women did not. Why,
Maybe
why,
all the-
why,
all
why,
the-
why are people like this
They
now?
were in the market that day.
Why
It was
are
on a
people like
market
this?
day.
Now, moving away from this, what do you think we can do to improve gender representation at the Kogi State House of Assembly and at the national level?
As national assembly. I think the most important thing that we need to focus on is being done by the state government and federal government at this level. At the current
At the state level.
at the as we speak now, federal and state government and some other state actors are working on girl child education.
Yeah.
It starts from there. Okay, one of the major drawbacks we've had over the years, decades, for a long time as a country, not just states now, is while cultural issues, where some parents feel the male child should be their major priority when it comes to education and not the female children. So I think number one step is for everybody to join into the advocacy and in whatever way support girl child education. Ensure. In fact, now that we know Kogi State, we have a free education policy that covers examinations, especially.
Yes.
I would suggest that if they look at the fund required and the state can shoulder the responsibility, education of girl child should be free and compulsory to secondary school level. Let's start from there. When you're educated, it becomes more difficult for anyone, man or fellow woman, to relegate you to the background. That's where it starts from. The number two will now come from social re-engineering, for women to know how to balance domestic and career goals. You understand my point? Whether you like it or not, there will still be certain domestic responsibilities that can.
That was when I was talking about timing.
Yeah,
That
timing.
If the male counterpart, if they're going to fix meeting for 6:37 p.m.
See.
No, sorry, please, 6:37 p.m. and I'm rushing home to cook for my kids and probably put them to bed.
Yeah.
What time will I have to start rushing out again?
When you have more women within the political system,
We'll
right?
now rearrange that timing.
No, you arrange your own time.
No,
You arrange for a
we are
meeting
going to have our own
at a
political
time
party.
at a time when men too will complain.
I'm not
When they-
men not always they are usually free now.
When they complain and you also complain, you come to a round table,
Consensus.
negotiate and reach a consensus
I
on the
think
time that is more suitable.
Beyond this issue of timing and all, when it comes to education, let's try and define this.
Okay.
The issue of make education free for the girl
And
child
compulsory.
and make it compulsory
Yes.
from at basic level, that is primary, secondary, and all of that. I think the issue of encouraging women to acquire skills as early as possible is very important. Ensure that your girl child, from as young as early as possible, ensure she acquires some skills that would make her not to be dependent much as early as possible. Because I'm seeing it now that is like the reawakening is just coming, say in the last should I say 10 years. I'm seeing a lot of our women, especially in Lokoja here, tilting towards one skill or the other. A lot of them are into fashion design and all of that. A lot of them are into one skill or the other. It started relatively recently. I think it is something that should be encouraged, because when it comes to issue of finance that she complained, when a woman does not have, much to do, she only has her education, it will be difficult for her to access some finances. But if she has her skills, of course,
And then, yeah, but when you talk about skills,
Yeah.
he talked about girl child education.
Yes.
Now, when a girl child is not being educated, they put them to trading. They don't
To
just leave.
trading
Yes.
or acquire
Yes, they
skills.
don't just leave them at home. Me, I know growing up, I did a lot of hawking. I helped my grandma to hawk. I helped my mom to hawk. So if I know, of course, I was going to school, but me, I'm telling you, most of these kids that you see during school hours, what do you see them doing? They hawk.
They hawk.
Yes, they acquire skill, they hawk, but it goes beyond that. When you are educated, you will, what an educated person do when with education is different from when someone just do it without education. So education,
No, I'm
education
not
said,
saying that
no, me,
you-
I'm saying
listen,
that, see,
listen,
they
listen.
have the skill. The skill is always there. If see, and now you see a small, I don't want to call an area, but you see a small girl from a particular area in Kogi here, the level of her experience when it comes to business, even me like this, I go to learn. They have that business mind orientation.
But,
They have the skill, they have the
the point is balancing.
yes, and that's the word. You balance it. But we were now saying that they should not leave them on the street. They should educate them so that they will also they will know that they cannot just be pushed aside. When you are educated, you know your rights to some extent. That is what he's talking about.
Yeah, education, whether you like it or not, is still the foundation for any other thing we're going to build.
Every other thing.
The skill acquisition,
formal education.
the skill acquisition, the reorientation, so that they can become big time and successful entrepreneurs, and not just depending on men. Okay,
Men.
A situation whereby you gather 20 young ladies and only 5 of them are
Self-reliant.
ambitious per se, that I on my own I want to try to be the best in my chosen field, right? And if the remaining 15 decide to
Be a housewife.
relax into the sweet in the middle sector of the economy, all right? So you and they believe that that's their ladder to success. Whether I like it or not, that's the situation.
That's the situation
in the society.
That's the truth.
But the onus lies on the parents, the society, leaders, traditional leaders to remove social engineering, so that they begin to see that, look,
For them to learn and unlearn.
your road to success is not always through
Someone
a
else.
man. It's through a man. Let's
Call it what it is.
Yeah, call it what it is. Because that's the situation on ground. Not just Kogi. It's a general thing. That as a girl, I have a daughter, I should be able to tell you that you don't need a man to be successful in
man
life.
is not your saving
But
grace
the man comes in as a compliment, right?
to your success.
It doesn't change the way you view or respect or regard human being. When you teach your child, your daughter, to respect every human being she meets on daily basis, be it man or
regardless
woman,
of gender.
regardless of age or status, she won't have that issue because maybe I'm rich. I will have problem relating with my husband tomorrow, because that's another area where culturally people tend to people try to frustrate women's effort to grow. They even condemn them somehow. There are some backlashes. Who will marry you? You are single, you are just doing something, you are using a Jeep. How will you get a husband? You already have a high paying job, 6 figures per month salary.
Won't you scare women?
Won't you scare women? Why should you scare women? All right? It's because the way we are bringing them up. And that's why you discover. So these are fundamental issues that comes in when it comes to women in politics. But I think there are certain stereotypes too that we must overcome. You talked about Patricia now, and everybody, the last time we tried the woman, but we've had male that have done worse.
A lot.
That have done worse.
Stole so much.
Okay, and ours was even an allegation that was even thrown into the trash can eventually.
Yes.
The allegation was thrown into the trash can.
And it could be,
So it could be
to push her aside.
To push her aside from the position. Then another gender warfare or whatever is suspected. So these are issues that we should stop stereotyping because of one or two instances.
I'm a woman, I can't be
some
this.
Some other persons will tell you that women are always too bossy when you place them in a position of authority. That they can't be. They are always rude mannerless and what have you,
Their ego,
because you have
they are
found
quick to
one
anger, they
or
are doing
two
this.
instances, but there are a lot of instances. Today we have more than 5 bank CEOs that are female in Nigeria.
And doing
Right?
very well.
We have vice chancellors of universities that are women, and quite a number of them
And
have
head of
good records.
parastatals.
But I think women still need to do more. While we talk about the girl child, let's come back to some of these issues that you are celebrating Kogi State. If I'm to write about them, what has been their impact in the last 4 or 5 years that they've had this very special arrangement that made 21 women vice chancellors in 21 local
20
government
vice chairmen.
vice chairmen.
20.
Yeah. And currently we have a female chairman and 20 vice chairmen,
chairman.
female vice chairmen. All of them council leaders. Can all our women come together, stratify themselves into groups and see how they will make impact, so that people will begin to wow, why can't we just upgrade our vice chairman to the
So,
chairmanship position, giving an impact based on what women from the back scene, from the background are pushing them to achieve and helping to promote what they are doing.
now
It's important because some of these things is, whether you like it or not, it's competitive.
yes, now we've been talking about
It's
how
competitive.
to improve
It will not continue like this. That you'll be continue to have this free meal ticket to be vice chairman.
It's not, wait, it's not that. It's a free meal ticket. Now we're talking about
So-
how we can improve women representation
Yeah.
at Kogi State House of Assembly and at the national level.
Okay.
Now we said whatever is happening in the state is system arrangement.
Yeah.
Why can't we have a quota system?
Quota system is still an arranging system. See, look, let me
Yes,
tell you one
that
thing.
quota
See,
system,
look,
both at the
when I
state level
said-
and at the national level.
there are 2 ways. My own approach is 2 ways. I always
Where
tell
we
people,
get the stakeholder like INEC to ensure strict adherence.
no.
See,
See, all these things still like free meal.
No,
Okay,
I
like,
am of the opinion, but
On a platter of gold.
no, I'm
On the
of the
platter of gold.
opinion.
But except I think that one is put into place.
No.
The possibility
See,
of
look.
women in elective position will be
No.
very slim.
Let's do things the right way, and that's what will be sustainable. Whatever you arrange will not be sustainable. Women should encourage one another to show capacity.
Are we not showing capacity enough?
It's
No.
not enough. That's just the truth. You see, that's one truth we must be willing to accept. When more women begin to show capacity, take up courses and run with it in the next 5, 10 years within your own local communities, not just contesting elections. So many of these men, they will come out and tell you, this is what I've been doing the last 5, 10 years. Most of the women that come just want to appeal based on gender. Show capacity. Stop using emotional blackmail. Stop using these gender issues. Okay? Tell me, face Yabagi direct that you want this job as the CEO. I want
No,
that
don't tell me to face
CEO.
Yabagi. Yabagi just said, unless they allow us to do it.
And you will say, no, I
That
don't
unless they
I will
allow
not
us to
accept
do
that.
it, it's
Then
simply
prove me
impossible.
wrong.
Then you
So
prove
if you are
me
telling
wrong.
me that
What
unless
you
I
say.
allow you to,
Prove me
unless you allow me to do it,
No.
it's
Listen.
not possible.
Let
Then
them
give me
show,
let's do the quota system.
let our women begin to show capacity.
We're showing capacity now.
No, you need to do more. Show capacity. Face me one-on-one. We are vying for the same position. I want to go to House of Reps. You want to go to the House of Representatives. Let people convince people that you are better than me. Head to head. In terms of integrity, in terms of contribution to communities, okay, within our federal constituency, that you have done better than me. Show capacity. Proven capacity.
In terms of
I
understanding,
think
what the
when
problem
it comes to
is.
political,
Yes,
I
understanding
think
the
when it comes
issues.
to political scene,
Mm.
when men take a step, 2 steps forward,
Okay.
the way people design the system,
Oh my God.
women will need to work extra.
You know why you're
hard.
always working extra hard? It's because you wait for election and try to use sentiments
It is not true.
and try to
It is
appeal
not. Which one
to
did you
sentiment.
wait for? You want to? You
Then
wait for
you are talking
election.
about quota already, that we should make a law 35, even 35% affirmative action. All like geared towards we are not good enough, but give us this
We
one.
are good. We're not good enough.
see,
But you people have designed.
I'm saying no. It's not.
To
There's no
suit
whatever you
That's what
design,
did.
whatever you design can be disrupted by
How?
competent people. When you come out strongly, and it becomes obvious even to the blind and
Okay.
to the dumb,
When
to the deaf
Dora,
and the
wait,
blind.
when the late
Dora
Dora
Queen,
Queen, may God rest her soul, she came out
to be
for elective position.
to be governor, right?
Mm.
Yes.
Yes. We
Against who and who?
we know the end of the whole thing.
No. Wait. She campaigned, right?
Will you say she doesn't
can-
have that capacity?
Did she prove that capacity to the
She
electorate?
did. She
Are you
did.
sure?
She did.
Are
She
you
did.
sure?
She did. You
See,
people,
no.
the
It's not
system
about
does not
gender.
favor women.
No,
It's about gender.
It's not about. I
is.
strongly believe it's not about gender.
It is about
Look,
gender.
If, for instance, I mean, you're in an organization and they needed someone to be the CEO. You know me. Yabagi is a sister. It's a woman now. And both of us are vying. Yes, because both of you are women, you have sentiment that okay, woman, my favorite woman, fellow women, right? If he gets the job. God, I'm able to convince others that I'm more competent than she is. It will be injustice. To be an injustice for you to use gender sentiment to deny me and give it to her.
You're doing it all the time. Okay.
No, it's,
How feasible is it for a woman to be governor of Kogi State?
there are a lot of cultural issues that still that have been left unchecked, and like I said, social re-engineering, right? There are cultural issues, slightly some religious beliefs as well, okay, attached to politics that limits women participation, and especially when it comes to becoming governor, which
Of
is
Kogi
why
State.
maybe not just Kogi State.
No, I'm talking about Kogi State.
As
Let me talk about Kogi
any
State.
woman born from the ballot to become governor in Nigeria before.
No.
So if Kogi has been lagging behind in National Assembly and State Assembly, you think we will still not lag behind in producing a female governor? However, a miracle can happen
We agree.
if women will agree, one, to start showing capacity. Don't show capacity just during election and campaign period.
It is not just
The
during
issue
election.
is this. The issue is okay. You are talking about the senator, right? A female senator, the first ever. Before our election, years before our election, everybody in our constituency knew her with a particular cause. Yes or no?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Capacity is not just coming to argue or coming to debate and you defeat me in debate. Even if you defeat me in debate, the communities that are already attached, emotionally attached to me, and know what I can do, what I've been doing for them, even before I joined politics, might still reject you and support me. You will not say it's because they don't want a woman to be because of this patriarchy issue. No, let women begin to work towards community building, participation within the. Choose a cause. It might be climate issue. Look at how hot Lokoja is in the current year during this season. It's so hot that everybody is feeling the impact. If light goes off in the night, children, adults, everybody find it hard to sleep, right? As a woman, you have some knowledge or whatever within the environmental issues, climate change, tree planting, whatever. Take up a course. Don't you understand what I'm saying? Take up a course. Out of school children, take up a course. Let everybody within the state begin to know you with certain courses.
Will taking up a course make us the governor of
No.
state?
As in, you are showing competence. You are showing competence, whether you like it or not. Pick up an advocacy.
Showing that
project.
when given a responsibility,
we can do it.
You can do it.
We can always do it.
How
Give us a responsibility. We can always.
You are just
do it.
looking for slots. Women are waiting for slots. Quota system. Restrict men from contesting for vice chairmanship election in Kogi State. No man must contest. That's the only way.
Not say no man must contest.
And when you are when you
not say
continue,
no man must contest.
when you continue to wait for that, you will continue to subject yourself to the other gender. But when you start grooming yourselves, encouraging yourselves, mobilizing yourselves to join common forces and prove your competence, men will be too scared to contest against you.
So the question is, can a woman become the governor of Kogi State? Let's see your response in the comment
The next
section.
50 years,
Thank you.
maybe.